Are you wondering when you'll finally get pregnant? You're not alone, and the answer might be much closer than you think. I know how challenging it can be when you are waiting for your baby to land. So in today's collective energy reading, we are going to delve into the timeline, the energy and the frequency around your baby, and when it's most likely or most probable that your baby will land in your womb. For 8 years, I asked myself the same question. When will I get pregnant? When is it my turn? When will my baby land in my womb? And in the waiting, something miraculous happened. He taught me how to listen to him, how to open my heart and open my womb to make way for a spirit-led conscious conception. If you've landed on this video, it's no accident. I'm sure that your spirit baby has sent you here. But please keep in mind that this is a collective energy reading, so every message won't be for everyone. Please take what resonates and leave the rest. It is my highest intention to empower you to connect with and communicate with your baby. And let's look at this as the doorway that's getting you from where you are to being able to have fully fledged communication with your spirit baby. Okay, so let's start. Let's start with reading into the energy or the kinds of star seeds and souls that are going to be coming to the earth at this time. If you don't know what a star seed is, it's a being that comes from another dimension or another frequency. They're potentially already enlightened in other places and locations around the galaxy, and they're choosing to incarnate on earth to help with the collective evolution of humanity. So I homemade these little cards because, I'm going to keep that one out because I couldn't find what I was looking for. And what I do is kind of unique, you know. I'm really tuning into the different dimensions and the frequencies and the kinds of souls that are coming to the earth. So let's see what we've got coming out here. All right. We have mantis beings, Arcturian, parallel earth, Andromedan, and plasma. So let's first go into the Arcturian star seeds. These are Arcturian star seeds, typically residing from the 9th dimension. What does the 9th dimension mean? It means it's a frequency. It's not a destination, it's a frequency. 9th dimensional beings are living in heart-centered consciousness. They communicate through the heart. They live a life that is conscious, that is holy, and that is connected to Source. Arcturian starseeds have been coming to the earth for a really, really long time, but currently en masse there are many, many, many Arcturian starseeds coming to earth. They are the builders of the new earth. They will be here to create, to build. You know, they might work as engineers or they'll work as IT specialists, working with the new AI technology that's coming to the earth. But when people think of AI, they think about terror and, you know, blending us with the transhuman agenda. But you think about how much AI can transform our lives if AI is in the hands of the heart conscious. So the Arcturian starseeds, those that come from the 9th dimension, they're coming to the earth with their skill set and their knowledge of technology, and they are bringing this technology to earth to create systems and structure which will evolve the consciousness on earth. They are bringing this knowledge with them to transform the planet and to bring us out of darkness and into the light. So typically, mothers of Arcturian starseeds, they've been on a difficult journey to conceive. Conception hasn't come easily, and it has to be that way, because if it's not, you don't become the mother that he or she needs you to be. So in the growing and in the expanding and in the journey of conception, the path you've been on to bring this soul to earth is the journey that you've needed to become the mother that he or she is coming to experience. All right, the next one we have is Mantis, Mantis starseed. So Mantis beings are 9th to 12th dimension insectoid beings. They have a very, very, very advanced consciousness, and they're very rare to be incarnating on Earth right now. But some of you listening right now, you are being prepared to parent a Mantis starseed. And when you give birth to a Mantis starseed, you will absolutely know in the way that they move and the way that they make clicking sounds when they're little babies and they come to earth. So if you're watching this and you've already got a child and they make clicking noises, Mantis beings communicate through clicking frequencies. They're very connected to vibration. They're very sensory perceptive. These babies don't like big crowds. They may be diagnosed or the common diagnosis of ADHD. They need to be moving all the time. They're very, 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 very busy, and they are here to disrupt. They are the sacred disruptors of the planet. They are coming in like a force to be reckoned with. They are shaking and breaking down the old systems so that we can transform and build the new. They are creators, they are adventurers, and they will be musicians of the future. They will use music and sound to transcend planet Earth. The next we have is Andromeda, Andromeda starseed. Andromedan starseeds typically come from the 9th dimension. They are the natural leaders. They are true freedom seekers. They seek freedom at all times. They need to be able to make their own choices. If you have an Andromedan starseed as a child, they do not like rules. They do not like being told what to do. They need to be parented with the opportunity to make their own choices. They will buck the system. They are the rebels. They're really here to live a life of freedom. They're not bound by the rules of this construct. Many of them grow up to be entrepreneurs and the ability to make money because they're not bound by the confines and the construct or the programming that we've been fed since we were young children. Okay, the last one coming through is open to DNA activations and upgrades. What does that tell me? It tells me that you are going through a transformation like I just spoke about before. So be ready and be willing to receive the cosmic downloads or the upgrades in your physical body. So you're going through a transformation. You're growing and you're evolving, and your junk strands of DNA are coming online. They are activating. You are moving from carbon-based DNA to crystalline-based DNA. You are moving into and transforming into your light body so that your baby who is vibrating up here, you will become a vibrational match so that your baby can land in your womb. So allow yourself to expand and grow and experience these DNA upgrades which are happening. They're coming in through the solar flares, the plasma, flares that are coming from the sun, through the full moons, the equinoxes. The energy hitting the earth right now is so expanded and so quantum, and you, my friend, are being upgraded and transformed so that you can hold the frequency of this extraordinary baby who's coming to land in your womb. And as promised, feeling into the frequency of when it's most likely that your baby will land in your womb. The energy that's coming forth for your baby to be most likely to land in your womb is the energy of transition. So, and I'll get into that. So you've been on this growth period. The energy of transition feels like autumn. So if you are in the northern hemisphere, the energy feels prevalent for conception to happen in the month of October, November. If you are in the southern hemisphere, the energy feels like April, May. Now, does that mean you can't conceive before October or April or May? No, it doesn't. It just means that's when the energy feels the most expanded for conception to occur. It could also mean the energy that your baby is born in. So if it doesn't happen in the window that you think, remembering it can also be the month of birth. It's conception or birth. I'm leaning towards conception because you've been through this transformational period. This baby brings great change, and the energy of autumn is the energy of change. I see deciduous leaves falling from the trees. I see color all around me, and it's where the air gets cool. After summer, the air starts getting really cool. So it's the energy of change. Let's see what else your baby has to share. Oh, very interesting. Hey, mate. Very interesting, my friends. Okay. So, for those of you who are aware of what your access sense is, your primary access sense. A primary access sense is the main way that you access information. It's the main way that you get intuitive hits. So if you don't know anything about your primary access sense, I'll make a video about that. So, you know, I'll put the link up here. But your baby coming through, whoever's baby this is clairsentient. So clairsentience is the ability to feel things and have a feeling sense. So empathic, if you will, it's a feeling sense. So if your baby communicates with feeling, but you're clairvoyant, you have the ability to see, then you have to tune your access sense to your baby's access sense. So your baby's clairsentient, so clear feeling. All right, so these star seeds coming through are guardians of sacred knowledge. So what does that mean? It means that these babies know what's happening on Earth. They know that they're coming into a paradigm, the 3D paradigm that is collectively breaking and crumbling. These babies know what they're coming for, and they're going to come in remembering more of their true essence, more of their life path on Earth. So they are guardians of sacred knowledge. They know something that we don't know, which is why opening yourself up to a spirit-led conception, allowing your baby to lead the way, will make for an effortless conscious conception. Okay, the next thing coming out is collective consciousness connection, right? So these babies are coming in with the ability to remember more of who they are. So they're coming in more conscious than we are. And what's that going to do? It's going to raise the collective evolution on Earth. It's going to raise the consciousness of humanity. Raising your consciousness is an inside job, right? No one can raise your consciousness for you. You have to do it yourself. So as you work on your own inner self and as you raise your own consciousness, you create a ripple effect. And then that ripple effect goes out. So each being who comes in and evolves in consciousness, humanity as a whole is rising in consciousness. So these babies that are coming through with this consciousness that's expanded, what they're doing is creating a doorway or a pathway for us to connect and grow and expand. So if you've been on a really long fertility journey, consider yourself blessed. Consider yourself lucky because your baby has offered you a pregnant pause or a fertile pause so that you can become the best version of yourself before he or she lands in your womb. Okay, now let's look at what shadow aspects of yourself could be playing into your fertility journey right now. Oh, that one wants to come out. Interesting. Oh. Okay. So these are the shadow aspects of your journey, your fertility journey. Your fertility journey is a catalyst to awakening. It's an invitation, if you will, to grow and expand. So the first one coming out, now this is a shadow aspect that could be playing out. It might not necessarily be, so please just take what resonates and leave the rest. Intolerance towards people and things. So asking yourself here, is there anything you're intolerant towards in your life? Is there anything being or experiencing that you're having that you're intolerant towards? And if there is, asking yourself, what kind of impact is that having on me? And do I really need to be in that experience of intolerance? Or can I accept what's happening? I change what I can and I let the rest go. So being mindful if that's playing out in your life. The other shadow aspect is social retreat. Have you found yourself in hermit mode? And this can happen after you've been on a really big transformation, after you've been going through a dark night of the soul, or you've been growing. We can retreat socially. So have you found yourself retreating socially? And if the answer is yes, that's okay. Is it time to start stepping out of that and going back into community, putting yourself out there front and center once more? Is your social retreat still serving you? And if it is, that's okay. But think about, is it time to put yourself out there again? And you know the answer. You absolutely know the answer. And then this last one is kind of related a little bit. It's the inability to change. Are you in a situation that you've outgrown? Are you in a job that you've outgrown? Are you in a relationship that you've outgrown and you're just staying in that relationship because you want to have a baby? Are you in a house that you've outgrown? Are you hanging on to anything in your life that you know in your soul you need to let go? And I'll give you an example in my life. When I was trying to conceive my son, and I'd go to healers and whatever, and they would sort of ask me that question, is there anything that you think's preventing you from having a baby? I knew what it was. I knew what it was in every cell of my being, but I wasn't willing to face it. I was in a job that I hated, that was no longer serving me, but I was either unable or unwilling to let it go at that time. And it wasn't until I was willing to face that my soul needed that change that my baby was able to land in my womb. Now, am I saying you need $1 million before you have your baby? Absolutely not. Do you need to be in the perfect job? No, you don't. But your soul knows if there's anything in your life that has gone past its use by date. Okay, food for thought. All right, let's finish this up with, I got these little cards from Matt Kahn. If you haven't heard of Matt Kahn, check him out. He's like one of my favorite spiritual peeps. I love him. So here's these little positive affirmation cards. So let's finish it off with something nice and something round about something positive. Okay, liberating love. I was like, something positive, something nice. I allow myself to receive I allow myself to receive all the fulfillment I'm willing to give. And I allow myself to receive my spirit baby. I allow myself to get pregnant. I allow my baby to land in my womb. I allow myself to conceive my baby. If you've been on a long fertility, take this as a sign, a long fertility journey, take this as a sign that your baby is ready to land in your womb. As mentioned at the beginning of this video, my highest intention is to empower you to communicate with your own baby. Anyone can do what I can do. I'm not special. So if you are interested in learning how to connect with your spirit baby, I've created a playlist, Spirit Baby Playlist, and it's going to teach you and show you everything I know and everything I learned on my own fertility journey. May your baby land gracefully in your womb.